No, that was the Harrowmont guy. Who are you?
What are you looking at, stranger?
Are you the family of the woman down in the dust town? Yes, you are. Are you Wardle?
I could be. What business is it of yours?
I met your daughter.
I have no daughter. Could be you met a castless whore claiming she was once mine.
How can you say that? What kind of monster throws his child out on the street?
Oh, I'm the monster, not the castless wretch that filled my daughter with his brat. I've got a family and a reputation to protect. I'm not letting one stupid girl drag us all down.
If you don't take Zerlinda back, she'll die.
What? You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it?
I don't believe you because you just called your own daughter a whore. Okay, you can hate the guy who caused the situation by, you know, getting her into a spot where she's given birth and all that, but like you actively hate your daughter too. That's what it sounds like. He's a baby, not a cur, and she loves him.
Look, just tell her we never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that... Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
Well, that was surprisingly easy. Really? Okay, good, good. I didn't think the intimidation was a good option though, because if you intimidate someone like, hey, you gotta take your daughter back, that just sounds like it's gonna end in resentment and they're not actually willing to take her back. But it seems like it's fine here, so that's good. Yeah, this Shaper of Memories guy, did I miss something in the Noble Quarter? I wonder if it's worth checking. There was a signpost in the very beginning of this place, right? Because I definitely feel like that area seemed a little bit small. Can I see the map? No, I think I have to go... I'd have to go back to check.
Very well.
No, it doesn't really say. Okay, well, let's take a quick second here. It did seem like that area was maybe a little bit more contained than it should have been. Like, we couldn't go past beyond the curve for sure, but... Oh, there you go. Wait. I only went to the assembly, didn't I? Don't talk to that guy. Oh, there's where Harrowmont is. Okay. Okay, maybe we can get a little bit more information then. Is that not... No, this is not open.
Legion of the Dead sighted battling Darkspawn near Orzammar. They have no orders while throne stands empty. Make Harrowmont your king now!
Are you the news guy or are you the Harrowmont guy? Oh, this is the Harrowmont house, so I guess you're the Harrowmont guy.
It shall be done.
But I'm not gonna be able to talk to him still, right?
If you're looking for Lord Dulin Forender, you'll find him at Tapsters, taking his evening drink.
Not this time.
These are the personal apartments of High General Lord Harrowmont. No visitors are allowed at this time.
We are honored by your trust, Warden.
Can we look at anything then?
These are the personal apartments of High General Lord Harrowmont. No visitors are allowed at this time.
Cannot unlock. Well, we found it, but this place doesn't really give us any more then. They're not willing to see me at all. They're so paranoid.
House Harrowmont is honored to have you here.
Where's Bhelen's house? The Idukin estate? Is that not a thing? Oh no, what did I stumble into? Codex entries, that's what. Okay, Zevran. Oh my goodness.
Let us be on our way.
How much more do you want for me to put into your skills? I already did so much cunning for you. Why are you not? Oh, pain. Maybe because it's the house of a high-ranking person? I'll believe that, okay. A letter from King Endrin. Iduken. Oh! My Lord Harrowmont, my guilt weighs heavily on me, and I know now that I was a fool. Only a fool would cut out his own heart and burn it for the sake of appearances. I allowed the assembly to send my child to exile and death because I feared an inquiry into Trian's murder would taint our house with scandal. You have been my rock and my shield these long months, and for that, I thank you. But I must ask for one thing more. I wish to discover if my child survived. Even the smallest trace will set my mind at ease. Send your men, your scouts, anyone who will go. Bhelen thinks I am mad. He says that if word spreads of my wish, our house will be undone. He doesn't know that Iduken is already lost. I destroyed us when I sacrificed what was most precious. Please, Pyro, help me. I come to you not as a king, but as a father. Pyro. This happened before I came. Trian's murder. So one of the kids, King Endrin had 3 kids. Bhelen is the youngest one. And then there's someone who went into exile. So maybe Bhelen's the only one left now.
Greetings, Grey Warden.
Who is Pyro though? Have we seen them already?
You must be under great strain with the blight upon the land. I will pray to the stone for you.
A letter to King... Wait. Can I pull that one up again? The one that we just read? A letter from King Endrin. Is Pyro Harrowmont? Yeah, this is Harrowmont's place. What was Harrowmont's first name again? See, we call Bhelen Bhelen because there's too many Idukens. Ah. Oh. That's very interesting then, because it definitely seemed like the king trusted him. I've lost it. Where is it? Well, it's not talking about, it's not specifically saying something like, hey, you are the better candidate. No, it just says, could you please look into my exiled child? But you have been my rock and my shield these long months. Definitely sounds like it comes from a place of trust. I think we're only gonna get this sort of peripheral information. We can't talk to either of them directly. And we'll just have to scope out the town and see what people really think. And then just pick a thing to do. Yeah, but honestly, this one though, like the... So Bhelen is saying that Harrowmont is doing this cheaty double estate thingy, which we don't actually know if it's true or not because we asked where it came from and that guy was all like, oh, you don't need to know. So it might not be true. But on the Harrowmont side of things, he is just wanting to find out why his men are dropping out of the proving, which actually isn't sabotaging this guy, Bhelen. It's more like Bhelen did something else and he's trying to stop it. So actually, out of what we've seen so far, Harrowmont... Has he done anything bad? Have we heard anything bad about him? I think the worst that we've heard about him is that he is traditionalist. Which, I don't know, the dwarves are traditionalist.
News of the hour. Lord Bhelen promises radical changes that will offend the ancient paragons. Have our traditions no value?
The thing is though, the traditions suck. A lot of the traditions here just plain suck. The casteless...
A new offensive is required against the Darkspawn, says Lord Bhelen.
Oh, hey, this place doesn't glow. Royal Palace. There's too many doors here. So this must be Bhelen's place then, because Idukens are the currently ruling clan. So they live in the palace. But I'm not gonna see him because nobody wants to see me.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
Greetings. Greetings.
Oh yeah? Okay, we can't go in.
Greetings.
So this doesn't actually give us too much then. Maybe more Codex entries. Ooh! The throne. What is this stuff anyway? It's like shiny mineral? Valuable mineral? Whoa, that's so hardcore. The lava's just hanging down there like that. Who is banging around? Is that you, Shale? Caged in stone. The inscription is old and worn, overlooked by most as a carving detail. The beast is foreign, but the need is familiar. Home and hearth suffer beneath strength and strangeness. These new kin of this Ferelden are better as friends than strangers, so we resist on their behalf and work with our users to bind with the stone. They no longer fear their skies, and we further our trade above. Lured from above, cornered and corralled. 3 standing in position, a 4th signals the throne. Stasis for the beast, so long as a king holds the throne, so long as a king wills it held. Beast? No. Is it talking about Darkspawn and the archdemon? They're saying that, hey, dwarves, we should probably unite with the people of Ferelden. Not very good at spelling though, are they? So that we can push them back. Caged in stone.
Very well.
I can't sit on it. I'm surprised they would even let me in here. Well, this house certainly is a tad bigger than the other house. When you're rich, though, like, you don't have the perspectives that... Like, there might be blind spots because you just don't know what being poor is like.
Very well.
Many of King Endrin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes is a small glass phylactery. Oh dear. Okay, hold on. Just in case. Are you guys ready? Are we all ready?
We're still doomed.
Shit! Shut up, Shale. Let's do a stone aura for Shale.
Fine.
See if that helps. Am I gonna fight randomly in the palace? Is that okay? The glass fractures at your touch. Well, Shale, did you take off the... Did you take off the stone aura? I thought you had to stand still for that one.
I am ready.
I do want to try the whole, like, Morrigan, Cone of Cold, and whatever combination. Yes. Oh, jeez. Zevran, don't go too far ahead, okay? Oh no! Whoa! Shale, you're in the way!
Pigeons.
Is he gonna get hit? Didn't work!
Too slow.
The Cone of Cold didn't work. Shale! Regenerating Burst. I put Stone Aura for you, but you sort of undid it the moment we started the battle. Oh, probably the tactics, I'm guessing. Yeah, Stoneheart got activated. Can you stun? Dude, Morrigan. Morrigan, you need to... Where is the... Group healing is here now. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff I gotta reorganize.
Hurry.
Killing yourself would have more dignity, no?
Dual weapons. Don't have enough stamina for everything, unfortunately. Shale? Shale? Morrigan is pretty dead herself. And also no mana. Yeah, I don't know how this combination works. Because we've been using the other people for so much longer. I'm like, whoa, what's happening here? Can we just stun this guy, please?
This won't take long.
I think Shale is gonna go. Unless if I give some mana to Morrigan. Which I'm unwilling to because we're sort of just hanging around here. It's not that important. Oh! She's attacking Zevran now.
Nice swing. Ha! Now
Shale is down.
we play a little.
Okay, okay. Okay, we'll do a medium one.
Oh, it is too much.
Can you try the cone of cold again? Oh! But this time I didn't have enough stamina for critical strike, unfortunately.
Another battle, I see.
It looked like it offed itself just now. Whoa. Heavy plate armor. You hear the fill up my inventory? I don't know which one it was, but we have 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th now. There were 6 in total, right? So we're just missing 1, the 3rd. Trying to figure out which one it is. I think it might be the 4th one. I think, but they're pretty much the same. Let's get out of here before people figure out that we were messing the place up. I need Liliana back. We gotta come back here with Liliana later. Or I could switch out. What? What the hell? Okay. That was unexpected. These guys trying to... force field. That's right. Force field exists. Are they trying to thieve from this place or something?
Witnesses.
Okay, let's try critical strike.
I shall do it.
That does work. Guaranteed frozenness, basically.
Now we get our hands dirty.
Time to end their pathetic little existence.
They're not too hard anyway.
Still remember my
Shale?
first battle?
Oh, Zevran.
I think that's all of them, yes?
on? By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things.
Okay, good. I thought you were gonna get mad that I killed a bunch of dwarves in here. Usually, when people see a situation like this with outsiders, they might not come to the right conclusion.
Thanks again, Warden.
You're welcome, I suppose. That wasn't a quest or anything? You just came here?
It is begun.
These are like little dens. Alright. Does that make Bhelen like me more? Probably not.
Greetings.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fair if you could talk to one of them but not the other. So the fair solution is we can't talk to either of them. The Shaperate? Which one was that one? Was it... Ah, okay. This one, not that one. Here we go. History of the place.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaperate. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dusttown. They couldn't know the value.
So many thieves recently. That might be a sign that the systems in this place just isn't working well. Why do people have to resort to thieving? Think about that to begin with. Bald and tattoos. Oh, the tattoos might be a brand.
Disgusting. Someone stole from the Shaperate. The memories have never seen such a thing.
Why would someone steal from the Shaperate?
I did.
Like, what's the point? Books aren't worth money.
Perhaps you should stand over there instead.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Excuse me, I can't chat.
Busy, huh? The Legion of Steel. The loss of the Legion of Steel. Paragon Caridin vanished in the 11th year of the reign of King Valtor, and with the Paragon, the entire process for golem manufacture was lost. Expeditions were sent into the deep roads to track him, but the Darkspawn drove them all back. Hey, golem manufacture? Maybe this is related to you, Shale. Finally, in the 2nd year of the reign of Queen Getha, 126 golems, the entire Legion of Steel, were sent to recover the Paragon. None returned. The Shaper of Golems refused to support any further attempts to find Caridin, and the Paragon was officially declared dead. The Shaperate never recovered from the loss of an entire legion of golems, and never again allowed an all-golem regiment in the deep roads. History things. Let's also read about the tale of Ilorin. In the days after the rising of Zazikel, the Dark Ones covered every corner of the land. The archdemon drove all the nations of the world before him, Shemlin and Elvin alike. In the far north, where the hills wander the plains and the earth is eternally baked beneath the uncaring sun, the lands which the Shemlin called Anderfels, a clan of our people, lived, struggling to survive the blight. Ilorin was their keeper. A hunter in his younger days, crafty as any wolf, he led his people always just ahead of the Darkspawn, who chased them. But the old hunter knew that even Hala cannot run forever. They must turn and fight, or be run down. At the foot of the Murdain, the Darkspawn cornered Ilorin's clan. That night, the moon was strangled by clouds, the earth concealed by a dread mist that rose out of nowhere, so that the Elven could not tell up from down. In the confusion, the Darkspawn attacked. But Ilorin had prepared for them. All around camp, the hunters had strewn dry grass, brush, and brambles. When the sound of rustling footfalls began, Ilorin and the other Harren called upon old magic. They struck out with lightning, and though the bolts missed the Darkspawn, they hit their target all the same. The sea of kindling lit, and not one of the dark creatures made it through the fire to reach Ilorin's clan. Written by Zathrian. Passed down from keeper to keeper. Whether it's true or not, it's important to have stories that inspire morale.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Ortan Tig. It was lost during the last blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Ortan, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Ortan, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Are you trying to retrieve it so that your family can restore their noble name or something then? Are you Orta Ortan? I'm a Grey Warden. I'm not afraid of the deep roads. Yes, I am.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Bhelen and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Another deep roads thing? I'll try. If I'm there, might as well.
Shh. I'm doing very important work.
People are busy here.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
Shaper of Memories?
The Shaperate guards Orzammar's knowledge. We have preserved in Lyrium all of the records of Dwarven history. The memories record all. They are how we know to which family a child owes life, how we trace lost Tigs. They ensure we forget nothing of our past, good or bad.
They seem pretty methodical about this. They have a huge grand library. As opposed to the Dalish elves, they have the Keeper, whose memories can probably be a bit more faulty. Oh. Oh, the papers! The papers from Bhelen? Interesting. Well, let's talk about Orzammar, Lord Shaper.
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
What's the difference between an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to Paragon. A Paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
In idea, I feel like it's not a bad thing. You're recognizing people's efforts. But the fact that unless you do something like that, you'll forever be stuck at whatever level you're born as is not so good. And that's what Branka was?
Branka is a paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
How did the caste system come to be?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shatkyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
What about the casteless?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
To the dwarves, being a criminal and going to the surface, these are equal crimes. It seems easy for you to dismiss them.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist.
Wow.
Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
I'm glad you realize how unpleasant that is. But this guy's the Shaper. He's literally the most traditional person here. So he's not gonna budge. And were you related to Harrowmont again? You're like some cousin, mom's cousin, or something? Tell me some of Orzammar's history.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
How did you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caridon, a smith of unsurpassed genius,
we just read about
invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth 12 dwarves in battle, but Caridon's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
They invented golems? Oh. Golems like this?
Yes. We have only a few dozen left in Orzammar, and I do not recognize this one. Where did you find it? Every golem is precious to us. We'd pay a good sum for a new find.
I'd sooner jump into a pit of lava.
Unfortunate. Was there anything else? I must tell the rest of the Shaperate about this discovery.
Where is Kal Sharok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Judging by the dwarven tendencies we've been seeing, I don't think they'll ever forgive you. Did we talk about losing golem specifically?
The Paragon Caridon.
We did.
A smith of one golem. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
What's a Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Like an Aravel to a elf? Enough history, let's talk basic Orzammar again.
I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
Let's go back to my first questions.
Please, speak your mind.
Could you look at these promissory papers for me?
These are Harrowmont lands promised here. But these are not the deals we approved at the Shaperate. Where did you get these?
Oh, I was just... I kind of forgot about how he was related to Harrowmont. He might not be... I might have changed the tide of things already by giving this. I'm going to hold back for now. That's not important.
Whom are you protecting? It is a crime against the Shaperate to falsify legal documents.
I don't want to protect him, but I want to keep my options open. Even though, after hearing about this, we already know that Bhelen has been forging this stuff, so I don't really have a reason to protect him. The papers are forged?
Not entirely. There were 2 promised deals, but their terms differed significantly from what is presented here. It appears the scripter altered the dates and locations of the agreements to make them identical.
Can you tell me anything about... You know what? We shouldn't ask him about Bhelen. Actually, we should, because we might be able to get a read on how biased he is. Can you tell me anything about Prince Bhelen?
The prince consulted me before his father died. He wanted to know about King Bimo, the last king to rule during a blight. I told him Bimo made many changes during his rule. The assembly was even disbanded for a 2-year period. Bimo declared that, in times of war, the warrior caste answered directly to the king, and all voting was suspended. Bhelen seemed quite interested.
Oh. That seems like he might be taking advantage of something similar happening here, but in what way? Do you get to vote on the next king?
The Shaperate do not vote. We simply record history as it happens.
What do you know about Vartag Gavorn?
The Gavorn family is a minor one, founded when a daughter of the Ferender house married down to a warrior caste man. Her brother died, leaving her family heirless. So the assembly granted him a new family name and allowed him to adopt his daughter's children as heirs. Vartag Gavorn is on record asking the assembly to bar Harrowmont from King Endrin's sick room. He is a vocal supporter of Prince Bhelen.
Okay, from our conversation so far, I don't really get the impression this guy is super biased. It's more like Vartag Gavorn wanted me to think he was super biased because he is on Prince Bhelen's side. Is it true you're related to Harrowmont?
He is a kinsman, yes. If you count to the 6th degree of remove, I'm related to every noble lineage still represented in Orzammar. I can even trace my descendant directly to House Sigmund, which lost its tie to the Darkspawn 13 generations ago.
Okay, that's interesting, because that's basically saying Vartag was just spewing a bunch of crap to try to get me to change my mind. Okay, Thank you. I need to have words with someone.
You are an outsider, Warden, but not outside the law. I hope you will not do anything to challenge the stability of Orzammar.
No, I would like to ask more, though.
Ah, you return, Warden. Is there more you would know from Orzammar's memories?
That was a pretty critical conversation, I would say. Vartag and Bhelen aren't looking too good. But hey, they're all for equality. I'd like your permission to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
I absolutely agree. I come on behalf of Brother Burkell, a cleric of Redcliffe.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkell hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
Wait, does that conflict? Chantry is like a religion, right? But dwarven traditions, is that considered religion? What harm would it do to let him preach?
He seems a charitable man, but that is a thin thread on which to tie Orzammar's traditions. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
No, I thank you for your time.
I will record this conversation in the memories.
Wow.
I hope I do not come to regret it.
You guys record everything. It's actually surprisingly easy how some of these things are. Just a persuade option and everyone's like, well, okay.
Ah, you return, Warden.
Just want to make sure.
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
That's it.
Your...
Okay.
Are you looking for records of the Grey Wardens? We have many.
I would love to read it. Please. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Gonna have a long day today. Orzammar politics. As dangerous as it is to mistake a dwarf's caste, it is far more deadly to mistake his alliances among the noble houses of Orzammar. Everyone in the city is allied with someone, whether by blood or by word. The nobles do not engage directly in commerce themselves, as that is the domain of the merchant caste, but they do serve as patrons. They invest in shops or in artisans' works, and in turn, reap a share of the profits as well as a measure of the credit. Merchants and warriors alike benefit from the service of a prestigious patron. The relative power of each house is ever-changing. It is usually safe to assume that whichever noble house holds the throne is at the top of the heap, but below that, things grow into a tangled mess. Houses ally with one another by marriage. They earn rank and prestige when combatants loyal to them, or form their own bloodlines, win provings. They earn it when artisans they patronize become sought after or well regarded, or when merchants they invest in become successful. The degrees of power that these achievements confer is so murky, even to the dwarves, that it isn't unusual for nobles to challenge each other to provings over whose smith forges better belt buckles, or whose servants have the best manners. Nor is it out of the ordinary to find two merchants arguing over whose noble patron has won the most acclaim, for the rank of the patron is the rank of the client. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the assembly, where the Deshairs representatives of each noble house meet. Although the king technically rules Orzammar, kings are elected by the assembly, and so each king must work constantly to maintain the support of the Deshairs. Kings who prove unpopular find their heirs deemed unacceptable to inherit the throne. Power then passes to another house. Kings are elected by the assembly. It's not a genetic thing. Do enough people want Bhelen in? We don't have a good count of what the votes look like.
I shall do it.
On Shapers. The Shaper's life. The blessing of the Shaperate is given only to those who walk with a stone. It is a path that cuts steep, and the road is far from secure, but those who desire to work in memory must first honor it, document the stone, protect her, and present a new history to the memories. Only then will the blessing of the Shaperate be upon you. Orzammar has carved a legacy from the stone, but history is more than the comings and goings that fill the streets. These caverns are old cuts and well-traveled. The true will of the stone is revealed, far from the halls of politics and commerce. The Shaper must step away from the familiar and seek out revelations from the frontier or buried secrets from paths abandoned. The Shaper must first walk away if he is to return. But this place is in the noble quarters, so I guess, other people don't really get access to the knowledge here, and only noble people can become Shapers, yada yada yada.
As you like.
We have much
Severin, I gave you a freaking thing already. Why can't you do anything yet still?
Very well.
Traditional Dwarven folk songs. A song about a Nug. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his ears. You catch the Nug, he slips away. Nug gets to live another day. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his toes. You hook the Nug, he slips away. Now the Nug runs off to play. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his nose. You tickle the Nug, he laughs away. Now the Nug sits on my plate. Oh god! Do you guys eat this? I don't know how to feel about that. Dwarven faith. Oh, religion. Perfect. The chant of light is almost never heard in the halls of Orzammar. This is hardly surprising, for unlike the elves, who were literally abandoned by their gods, or the Tevinters, who worship dragons, the dwarves have no gods at all. Even the concept of worship is foreign in Orzammar. Instead, the dwarves seem to venerate the stone, a name they give to the earth itself. This seems practical for people living underground, if perhaps a bit unimaginative. For guidance in spiritual matters, they turn to their ancestors. These ancestors, who are said to have returned to the stone, communicate their wishes to the living via brutal trials by combat called provings. The ancestors' collective wisdom is maintained by the Shaperate, which can apparently store records in Lyrium itself. Oh, that's really interesting. It's not written down? Right in Lyrium? How does that work? Set above the ancestors, above even kings, are the paragons, dwarves who have achieved such greatness that they are elevated almost to godhood. These are the great figures holding up the hallway that leads from the surface, the first glimpse of Orzammar that outsiders see. So the hall that we saw, the Hall of Heroes, there's like what? 8 paragons in total in the entire history of Dwarven culture? That's very few. Legion of the Dead. Yes, Stone's greetings, friend. You will fight ceaselessly in the Legion of the Dead. The Legion accepts all. So I was told by one of the Legionnaires himself, a dwarf who waited quietly at the entrance to the deep roads for the rest of his unit to assemble. They gathered slowly, each equipped with heavy armor and fine weapons, each painted with grim tattoos applied at their funerals the night previous. For that is the nature of the Legion. They are all dead. Any dwarf may join the Legion, so long as he is willing to give up everything he has. The funeral rites are somber. A final goodbye is said to family and loved ones. Any material goods are dispersed to heirs, and last words are said, and then it is done. The new Legionnaire marches out into the deep roads, never to return. The Legion fights against the Darkspawn to the last, striking one final blow against the monsters that have claimed so much of their homeland. Many join the Legion to clear the slate. Criminals join to avoid punishment. The dishonored join so that their houses and families need not to suffer on their behalf. The bankrupted join so their debts might be forgiven. A very few join for a last chance at glory, but the Legion takes them too. This group hopes to reach the fabled fortress of Bhelen, once the Legion's home. Associated with the greatest of their paragons, Bhelen is a holy place. Its loss the last great blow against the Dwarven kingdoms, and its recapture would be a glorious signal to all of Orzammar. But capture it or no, all of these warriors will die in the deep roads. It is a sombering thought, and I now know why the dwarves say the Legion's charge is the battlefield's most frightening sight. They have nothing left to lose. Even the castles can join, huh? Hey, we need labor, so usually we don't let you do anything, but for this thing, you can. Of course. In praise of the humble Nug. I once served a human some Nug, and he proclaimed that it was like eating an unholy union of pork and hair. The idea disturbed him so much that he declined to finish his serving and made himself content with some stale bread. Of course, this only goes to show that surfacers, human or otherwise, have tragically unrefined palates. The Nug is surely the most delicious animal I have ever tasted. Only a dead man would not salivate at the thought of a tender morsel of roast Nug melting in his mouth. The paragon Varen, although his house has fallen, shall always be remembered for discovering the wonders of Nug flesh. Admittedly, it was discovered only out of desperation when he was separated from his legion and lost in the deep roads for a week, but we won't hold that against a good paragon. While Nug pancakes and nuggets... Nuggets? Nug pancakes! My own children love these. Are the Nug dishes one encounters most often. Nug can be prepared in other interesting and elegant ways. The late King Ansgar Adukin adored Nug, seared on a hot metal plate and finished in the oven and dressed in a cream sauce flavored with deep mushrooms. You must be careful when using the mushrooms from the deep roads because they often grow close to the darkspawn bodies. Oh, okay. They say that this is what gives them their unique flavor and intoxicating scent, but it also means that consuming too many of them may result in curious afflictions of the mind. Wow, you guys aren't scared at all. Don't get close to darkspawn. That's how you die. That's how you die.
Very well.
Ooh, the deep roads. There isn't a dwarf alive who remembers the deep roads as they once were. They were the network of tunnels that joined the Taigs together. Oh, to be honest, it isn't even right to give them such a simple term as tunnels. They are works of art, with centuries of planning demonstrated in the geometry of their walls, with the statues of the paragons that watch over travelers, with a flow of lava that keeps the deep roads lit and warm. Wait, centuries of planning demonstrated in the geometry of their walls? I thought the deep roads were like a natural forming thing. No? I thought you guys were just building random bases in the wilderness. That's what this is. No? The cloud gazers up on the surface talk of the imperial highway built by the magisters of the old, a raised walkway that crossed thousands of miles, something that could only have been built by magic. Perhaps it is comparable to the deep roads, although we dwarves didn't need magic. You guys built it! Oh, okay. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. The Darkspawn rule the deep roads now. When Orzammar sealed off the entrances to the deep roads, abandoning everything that lay out there, we handed over the kingdom that was to the Black Bastards forever. To think that there are genlocks crawling over Bhelen now, tearing down our statues and defiling our greatest works. Corruption covers everything we built out there. Every dwarf who goes out and comes back says that it gets worse with each passing year. The foulness spread a little further. And the cloud gazers think the darkspawn are gone just because they aren't spilling out onto the surface? Huh. One day, when Orzammar is gone for good, they'll find out differently. Those darkspawn won't have anywhere else to go but up, and they'll do it. The surface folk will have themselves a blight that will never end. Don't say that. Don't say that. We're all in the same boat here. Interesting though, because this blight, we're seeing darkspawn, but I'm pretty sure the guy that was guarding the darkspawn entrance, or the deep road entrance, didn't know about the blight. So they didn't come via Orzammar then. Where did they come from?
Disgusting. Someone stole from the Shaperate.
Yeah. I guess there are other entrances and exits? Some other underground location? Is that all? Shaperate? Assembly? Royal Palace? Dude. Okay. It looks like we can go to Dusttown again. We can tell the lady that she can go home. We can look for a thief. But eventually we gotta go to the Proving too. I mean, so far of what we've heard, we know the papers are faked.
Raise your voice in favor of Lord Bhelen. He will bring us change and prosperity.
Change. Is change always good? Change is change.
News of the hour. Support Lord Bhelen at your peril. Evidence suggests Lord Bhelen considering widespread military draft.
Where is your platform? I want to see your policies. We're not seeing any of this anywhere. Now that we're back here, I'm gonna switch out to Liliana. Because, Zevran,
indeed,
you've disappointed me too many times. Are we gonna do random fighting? I kinda wanna take out Sten too, it's been a while. But who should I don't wanna take out Shale, because Deep Roads is like your thing, right? Morrigan? We'll see.
Yes. Damnation.
You guys deserve to walk out once in a while too. Hey Captain, who do you support?
Yes, Warden. What is it? Yes, you should.
They don't want to tell me. So here, Dusttown, Tapster's Tavern. Here we've been to all the places. Yeah, I think so. Oh, Brother Burkel.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper.
He agreed to let you hold prayer meetings.
Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the Tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
Okay. Well, perfect. We have Liliana here, too. This is right by Tapsters. Am I gonna see this when I come back later? No one wanna attack me today? Shady Corbett. Hey! Tattoos, bald.
What do you want, Warden? You're out of your element down here.
What makes you think I'm looking for anything?
I'm no fool. Nobody just wanders around in Dusttown. You're here looking for me, and I don't like it. You've walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
Uh-oh. Just him? Oh, that's not so bad.
Very well.
You will squeak satisfyingly beneath my foot.
Just him?
Make him be
Increases
praised.
our path of destruction.
It shall be done.
Proving receipt. A losing betting receipt crumpled in anger. These are only printed in the proving grounds. Gambling debts? Whatever tome you stole, maybe it actually is worth money. Oh, we gotta go to the proving grounds. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Suspicious door.
As you say.
This door appears to be made of solid stone. There are no visible means of opening it. On closer inspection, there is a small slot concealed in the fold of the stone, just big enough for a finger. Oh, it's gonna chop your finger off. But look at it anyway. You see nothing but blackness. Probably like the underground secret crime hideout or something. It's not even here.
You're back. I thought you weren't coming. What did he say?
Your father wants you both to come home.
Both of us? I don't believe he said that. I've never heard him refer to my son as anything but trash. He calls him it. But maybe Mother convinced him. Or you did. Oh, my friend. I cannot thank you enough. If this were a story, my son would grow to manhood and pledge himself as a knight in your service. When he grows up, I will send him to you. I promise.
No, that's not necessary. Just live a good life. That'd be good enough. Surprisingly simple.
Didn't get enough of the architectural beauty of Dust Town? You need old Nadezda to play tour guide?
No.
I'll just stay out of your way then.
We haven't seen the Carta people yet. Javia or something?
Very well.
I guess that's alright.
As you like.
Thank you, Liliana. Oh wow, that's like nothing. Dwarven longsword. Pretty much nothing. But now we know! Not knowing was killing me. Sten! You probably need a little bit of dex, but I'm happy to keep you like that. Sten, you can be a... No, I think we're gonna unlock this one soon. Because it's from a dwarf, right? But even after that, what should I do? Do you want to be a Templar like Alistair, Sten? Or do you want to be a champion? We can only do one. One for Sten. I think Berserker makes sense for a two-handed person though. That strength and the health. Hopefully we'll unlock it soon. Same as me. Sunder armor. Sten is simple.